This is part 23 of our Link to the Past 100% walkthrough, and we just got done with Misery Mire. And this part, we actually get to stay outside the dungeons
for once,
for a little while, which is really nice because it feels like in between the last couple parts, it's just been dungeons, dungeons. But in this one, we're gonna get the super bomb. Then we'll use a super bomb to get the silver arrows and the golden sword.
Yep, from the Great Fairy.
Yes, and then we'll get a heart piece, and then we'll end by entering Turtle Rock.
Now, see, I really would have liked if Misery Mire would have... You know how we talked earlier how we didn't like how the rain stopped?
Yes.
I think it would have made a lot more sense if the rain stopped after we beat the dungeon. You know, like
that
you
would
beat
make
the boss,
sense, yes.
The evil is gone, then the rain could have stopped. I think that would have looked... It would have been better. Visual.
Like I said, I wanted the rain the whole time there.
Yeah.
Like even after we beat the dungeon, yeah, it does make sense with evil being gone that the rain would stop. But it's just it's such a cool visual, and a visual that we really didn't get a lot in the game except for the very beginning. So I wish they would just kept it the whole time. I mean, it's a swamp.
Yeah.
It makes sense that it's raining in a swamp.
Yep. Now, I was kind of a fan of the super bomb.
Yes.
As he calls it.
It's a super bomb.
Yeah, we're guys.
Yes,
we like to blow stuff up.
I love how a lot of times we just go to, we're guys.
Yep.
If it's like a cool tool or a cool weapon or like the hammer. The hammer's not that great in this game.
No, it really isn't.
But it's still a hammer,
well,
so...
The problem is it doesn't compare to like the skull hammer from
Okay, now that thing is awesome.
Or even like the megaton hammer. But now the bomb, it's funny, the shopkeeper says, just make sure you don't forget it, or please don't forget it.
Yeah.
And we talked about this, like if you use your Pegasus boots, I believe it leaves the bomb behind and it detonates.
Well, because to leave the bomb, you actually had to push A.
That's right.
And so as soon as you push A, like it releases it, and that's also the same button for the Pegasus shoes, so it makes sense, and we actually drop it up here in a little while.
Yep.
You'll see we kind of take off a little bit in our Pegasus shoes, but just kind of like, I don't know how many times you did this, but I know I did this a lot. I tried to bomb that wall there with a regular bomb so many times.
Me too.
And I was like, well, maybe if you bomb it 100 times, maybe it finally like blows up or something like that. So.
And it's funny because you don't really think to go to like Link's house in the Dark World, the equivalent, and see. And I'm not sure at what point.
I went there pretty early. I remember the first time playing, I went to that house pretty early because you're like, okay, this is Link's house in the Light World.
Yeah.
I wonder what this thing is in the Dark World. And you see that bomb right there, so. I remember it being one of the first things I actually did into the Dark World.
I wonder how early...
So I guess I distree with what you said there.
I wonder how early you can get the super bomb. I'm not sure how early
it's actually not until after Misery Mire.
Okay.
I guess that's just something in the game that's triggered where I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure.
That would make sense.
But I think you have to actually beat Misery Mire before. It actually might not be in the house. It might not.
It might just be
it might just be like a blank
bombs.
spot. Regular bombs or a blank spot right there. I know it has something to do with Misery Mire because we would have got it earlier.
Oh, absolutely.
To get these upgrades we're getting earlier.
Especially the sword upgrade, you know?
Oh, definitely. Well, the silver arrows is also awesome. We need them to be gaining. And I think they were also the silver arrows in the original Legend of Zelda.
They were, and I'm not sure why they changed to light arrows starting with Ocarina of Time instead of silver.
I like it better.
I do too, and it's more appropriate like for the light versus dark, evil versus good versus evil type thing. The light arrows make more sense. Plus the visual of like the light arrows hitting Ganon or whoever.
That's also a good point.
It's a really good visual.
What the heck are silver arrows? What are you going to do with silver arrows?
Unless you're fighting a vampire. I mean,
what doesn't matter? Well, if you have arrows and you're fighting anybody, you should. Well, I guess the concept of light arrows comes into effect here, where regular arrows don't work. But what does silver arrows have to do with a vampire?
Silver is supposed to be able to kill vampires and werewolves.
I don't watch all that crap with vampires, so I wouldn't know.
It's almost Halloween season. You got to get in the spirit.
That's a very good point, actually. Good point.
Yeah, but it is kind of nice now, like you mentioned, we're doing a few things outside the dungeons that we had the last couple times. Like you said, we'd gone dungeon to dungeon to dungeon, and we're also going to go explore.
And we're about to do it again. It's like we have to get Turtle Rock and then Gan's Tower and then ban the games at the final boss. So.
And we're actually going to hit up a part of Death Mountain that I believe we hadn't visited before.
I don't think so. Because there's no reason to be over here in the game yet.
Unless there was a heart piece or something, but not.
I don't remember coming over this way, but just like the starry, like dark night.
I love that.
It's not. I don't know what it is. Like I guess a bottomless pit.
Actually, I guess,
instead of like night, but just that's a really cool effect right there.
Oh, and just we love the dark or the Death Mountain area so much, both in the light and the dark.
But
world.
a lot more in the dark world. Just like you see like the lava coming down those little mounds.
Oh, we get lightning later on.
Yeah, like definitely lightning. Awesome pink clouds, which make no sense whatsoever. But I think didn't we hear the music in Skull Woods? Isn't that the same music?
Yes.
But I don't know, man. The theme for Death Mountain is just awesome. It just works, and I've always loved it.
And I like how this and kind of Link's Awakening does the same thing too, where like those final dungeons are like up in the very corner.
Yes,
of the map, and it's cool to finally reach.
You mean the Link Between Worlds?
Well, no, because Link Between Worlds you can do them in whatever order you want.
Oh, okay. So you did mean Link's Awakening. Okay, I got you.
Because you got Turtle Rock and Eagle's Tower are in those top corners.
Okay, that's actually a very good point. Yeah.
So I just really like how it's a part of the map that's so far up there and out of the way, and we're finally getting to go to it. And I know that's something you've talked about in several other games.
Yeah, you see that, when we get to our next dungeon, if you never played this game before, which if you haven't, go play, but the next dungeon will be in the very top right part of the map, in the very top right of Death Mountain. And one thing I've always loved about our next dungeon, Turtle Rock, is just the location of where it is. Just finally getting to that spot, the whole game, I remember when I first played it, I was like, okay, there's something on this top right spot. What is it, and how do you get there? And we really haven't made our way there until now.
And this is such a cave, a maze of caves that we're going through to get this heart piece we're on our way to get.
Yeah.
It is kind of, it's not necessarily difficult if you're paying really good attention about where some of the stairways and the pits drop you.
It's a little confusing. I remember, it's not confusing like Zelda 2. That's nothing confusing, but it's still a little confusing now.
Yeah.
This right here, as you can see, you really don't have to do. It's just one of those things. If I can, I like to show you what's in the treasure chest.
Absolutely.
Although we don't. You see we're at $9.99 now. So you really don't need them, but just one of those things. It's there. I'll go ahead and show it to you.
Well, we had spent $100 on the super.
And I fell off on purpose right there to reset my place at the door. Go ahead, Red.
Yep.
Don't think I accidentally fell off.
No, that was quicker than going all the way back with the hook shot and everything. Definitely. So now I like the idea of having to use the Ether medallion to make that platform show up. And it may not show up quite so well because just the recording software we have, but it still shows up. But it can be a pain if you run out of magic.
Recording software, and a lot of recording software is like this, actually, behind the scenes, I guess, a little bit. Like Flashes, it just doesn't capture it that well. And I have the same problem with our 3DS capture software. And you saw the same thing right there. In our previous capture software, we had the same issue.
Yeah,
so
we did.
It is what it is. But how about this spot right here? I mean, I can remember playing, I was like, okay, there's this heart piece in the light world on this island. I have absolutely no clue how to get there.
I'm not sure if I ever got that one.
You know what probably happened is, in the dark world, I got to that spot where you're supposed to warp to the light world. I was probably like, oh, there's nothing here.
There's nothing here.
Just went back down those steps.
It is kind of annoying, though, that after we get that heart piece, we have to come basically back to the base of Death Mountain.
Yeah.
It is quicker than trying to backtrack all the way through that stuff, I think.
Yeah, it is.
But it's still a little bit
I would have done it if it had been quicker to do it that way, because I do practice these parts before I do them, but...
Exactly.
But, I mean, like I said, we talked about it. It's nice to kind of, right before we finish up the game, really, which is kind of what we're getting to, as we don't have many parts left.
No, we do not.
It's nice to kind of go back to the light world, and the Death Mountain light world, and just run around for a little while and get, that last glimpse of the world before we, are basically inside almost the rest of the game.
Yep. And it is kind of nice that we only have one more heart piece to even worry about getting the rest of this game. I feel like we've been...
I had a problem with that warp.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. They can be tricky. But yeah, there's only one more heart piece to get in the whole game, which is really nice.
Yes.
We've done
and
a lot
that'd be
exploring.
in Turtle Rock where we actually get that heart piece.
Oh, that's actually a fun one. I'm a fan of that one.
I was actually just a fan of coming back here by Tower Hair. One of those parts that we passed earlier in the game really haven't been by it that much since,
really
because
haven't.
Why will we ever need to?
I think once we got the medallion that's up there.
Yeah,
that's
and
the
then you
only
get this
reason.
view right here, which we talked about that view when we
Every
first got here. Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. Just a simple visual that was just awesome at the time.
It is, and it is great to come back and revisit these spots, spots that we haven't seen in a long time.
Well, we've kind of talked about, it's more what's it called, nostalgic for us, because it's the first Zelda game we ever played. We played this game when it actually first came out in '92, so it brings back all those memories, and not everybody really gets to share in that because they didn't play the game at the same time that we did, whether they be younger or just didn't play it. So
now, do you have to hit those posts in specific
yes, you do.
Specific order?
Yes, you do have to actually do that.
I'll spit it out eventually.
If you listen, they have a little beep sound.
It had the beep.
So and then I think if you do it wrong, you just have to go off the screen.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it resets it.
And I love using the Quake medallion to open up the
Agreed.
entrance. It's the only time in the game that we've actually needed to use it. But now that we've opened the door to Turtle Rock, this wraps up part 23 of our Link to the Past 100% walkthrough.